Well, iOS 14 just came out officially. It took a little while, but let's go and see how it holds up on the iPhone 8 Plus. Now, this device, I can tell you, has been handling iOS 14 extremely well. And funny enough, it actually fixed one of the biggest problems I was having with iOS 13 on my iPhone 8 Plus, which is very weird. And what that issue was Wi-Fi connection. So for some reason on this specific iPhone 8 Plus, now I have two, here's the other one. For some reason, this one, the Wi-Fi for some reason would just not connect. The cellular connection worked, but the Wi-Fi connection didn't. And anytime I had to update the software, I literally had to plug it into iTunes every time and do a full restore. And that sucks so much and it took so much time. But since I updated to iOS 14, and that issue has pretty much gone away, which is very surprising. Now, this update, I've started been doing them over the air, which is really good instead of plugging it to iTunes. It was actually 3.85 gigs on this specific iPhone, so make sure you have that much saved before you go and update. Now, what I can tell you is that it does bring a lot of cool features. There's a lot of capability with it, but I would still probably tell you not to update to it just yet. And the main reason is that because of stability. I think there's a lot of capability. I think, maybe it fixes a couple issues here and there, but still for the most part, you might be better off just staying on iOS 13. But I think, it's an official build. Apple, put it out there. And if something goes wrong, then it's pretty much Apple's fault at that point. But before you update, make sure you do a backup every single thing about your device, because even though I didn't really run into any issues this specific go around, I can tell you from, many years of updating my phones, there's been tons of issues and tons of breaking, so I would definitely recommend you backing up everything. Now, I'll go ahead and talk about some of the new features with iOS 14. I'm not going to hit on all of them. Also do a speed test later on in this video with the other iPhone 8 Plus. So one of the main features within iOS 14 that it's so visually up there are the new widgets. So as you can see, we have these new widgets. We have the calendar, battery, and all these other ones here. I don't know where the other ones are, so it's tons of them right here. But the cool thing is that we have tons of them capable right here. So if we swipe all the way to the left, you can see a ton of them, and you can go ahead and drag and drop any of these you want onto your main screen. And you can even click edit down here and click the plus button and see a ton more over here. And this is really awesome because from the first beta to this official build that we're now at, we have seen new widgets come about. We've seen new ones, we've seen, older ones get updated, and that's a really awesome thing that Apple is specifically focusing on fixing these widgets, and this is a big part of it. And I've even heard, I don't know if this is true, but I think I've heard Apple say it or somewhere on Reddit, which is just as verifiable, that basically there may actually be developer support for widgets. So in the future, if Instagram wants to make a widget that can go on your home screen, or Spotify or whatever, you can actually make it so there's a front screen widget, which is amazing. And that would be really cool. Again, I don't know if that's the case. I would really like to see it though, and that would be a really awesome capability. So that's the very new feature that we have. Another really cool feature that's a visual change is this new app library. So if we swipe all the way to the right, you can see this new app drawer kind of looking thing. And it basically gives us all of our apps broken down into categories. So as you can see, games and social and all this other stuff we can see here. But on top of that, if we swipe down again, you can see all of the apps that we have on our device that are downloaded. And this is a really awesome thing because I'm sure some people might want to hide their apps, and maybe people don't even remember if their app is in a social thing or whatever. And you can just swipe down and see all your apps here, which is a really cool feature. So for sure, at the end of the day, this is one of my favorite things as well. Seeing this type of capability is really cool. Now, we do have another awesome feature that is probably my favorite feature, to be completely honest, and that is the new picture-in-picture. So when we actually go, not on beta profiles, but if we go on like apple.com or we go on YouTube or whatever, we can actually now have these specific videos playing in the background. So instead of actually going just watching them here, you can actually click on it, click on this little toggle, hop out, and still use your device any other way you want to without having to just be stuck on one page. And that is a very awesome thing. You can swipe to the side, you can keep it here. You could still be on Safari. You can go swipe to another tab and everything, and it's still there. And I literally love this. You don't understand how big of a deal this is to me. I love watching videos while doing other things, and we now have that capability. And let me see if it still works. If I hop out of here, so I think it does kill the app, but that's still really cool for sure. Now we also have another new call UI. So if somebody's calling us, it'll actually just be a little toggle that comes down from here, and you can, accept their call, decline their call, do whatever you want to. And it pretty much, is non-intrusive. It doesn't take up the whole display anymore. And that is another really awesome thing that iOS 14 brought. Also, on top of that, another thing that's out of your face is the new Siri. So if you click on the Siri thing, you can see that it's a little circle down here. It's not taking up the whole entire display anymore. It doesn't, just confine your whole view. It's literally just a small little circle at the very bottom. And unfortunately, you can't still use your phone while you're doing it, but hopefully that does change in the future. But regardless, it's still a really cool thing that we have the capability of seeing that there. Now, another really cool thing with iOS 14 is that there are some new security features. So let's say we're using an app like whatever, it'll go ahead and tell us, oh, it's using the microphone in the background or the camera or whatever. And that's another really cool thing. It adds that much more stability and security for a device. And iOS 13 doesn't have that. A lot of other software versions don't have it either, but iOS 14 has it, which is really cool. Now, on top of that, there have been a lot of new updates for Airpods. So if you use a set of Airpods, you can now expect to see spatial audio, which is really cool, automatic device switching, low battery alerts, and even optimized battery charging for your AirPods, which is amazing. Those are some really, really cool features that we now have the capability of seeing from a device update, which is crazy because not only is this a pretty big update for your device, for your iPhone, but it's also a pretty big update for your AirPods as well. Now I'll go ahead and do a little bit of a speed test. I have my iPhone 8 Plus here and I have another iPhone 8 Plus sitting right here. Now for some reason, I don't know why, this 8 Plus, like my iPhone 10 video I just did, for some reason I can't download that many apps on it. And I can't even log into my iCloud account on this one, which is very weird. But this one's running iOS 13, so I guess I'll load up some basic apps and kind of see what the differences are. So let's go and see that. Okay, let's go ahead and clear out all the apps in the background. As you can see right here, I have a ton of them. Let's do calendar 3, 2, 1. Okay, I think iOS 13 may have been faster. And again, iOS 13 is on the left, iOS 14 is on the right. Mail 3, 2, 1. And I don't know which one was faster. They both look kind of the same. Clock 3, 2, 1. Okay, and as you can see, I had a timer here. I didn't even know that. I'm gonna go ahead and stop that. That is crazy. How many hours? How many days is that? So that's 3 seconds, 40 minutes, almost 2,000 hours. That's crazy. Notes 3, 2, 1. Okay, this one I think popped into the continue bar faster, but this one was kind of faster to load up that top part. Maps 3, 2, 1. Okay, a couple different pop-ups on both. Weather 3, 2, 1. Okay, a little bit different on both as well. We can do news 3, 2, 1. And as you can see, this one pops it up fast. And eventually we do get into it on the iOS 14 device. Stocks 3, 2, 1. And maybe this one was a little bit faster, like a split second faster. They were almost identical, but that one may have been faster. App Store 3, 2, 1. And you can see this one I think was faster to get into this page, but let's go ahead and start going through the scrolling speeds. And for some reason, like I said, I can't download any apps because this one was not letting me sign into the iCloud. But as you can see, swiping through, they look almost identically the same. I don't really see too big of differences between the two, so that's, I guess, is a good thing. Phone calls 3, 2, 1. Okay, about the same. Messages, I don't want to do. Music 3, 2, 1. And this one was able to get into the pop-up faster. This one was a little bit behind. I guess we can just start loading up some web pages, and I guess I'll go to Apple, or I guess I'll go to a different website. Let's go to Bing first. This one was able to, I think, go into Bing faster. Let's go back to Apple. And this one I think was a little bit faster there, but kind of scrolling through, this one has a lot of loading things in the background. These two are actually very smooth. For some reason my iPhone 10 was extremely laggy, but this one seems pretty good. Even the animation seems really good as well. So I think pretty much to sum this, and I guess I'll go ahead and show you guys the benchmark that I just had. Now, I wasn't able to run one on iOS 13. I've done one before on iOS 13, but as you can see, 918 for my single core score, 1,228 for my multi-core score, and those are pretty good scores if I'm being honest. It's not super low, it's not extremely high, it's very average, but for a first version of software, I only think it's going to get faster than this, when the time comes. So iOS 13 I still think is the more stable version to go to. I think if you're there, you should probably stick on iOS 13, but iOS 14 is an extremely good version of software as well, and I don't think, if you're okay with, the little bit of stability issues you may have in the beginning with, and some of the bugs and glitchiness, then iOS 14 is probably the better way to go because you're getting way more features, but I still think iOS 13 is probably the more stable way to go. So that's really pretty much it. If you guys have any other questions or anything, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit the subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it means so much if you guys can hit that. Also, check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my main channel. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.